Hello and welcome to the Manga X channel. In this video, we will be exploring the top 10 reincarnation manhwa that you must read. If you are a fan of fantasy and reincarnation stories, then this video is definitely for you. But before we get started, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you'll be notified of all our latest videos and help support our channel. Now, let's dive into the world of reincarnation manhwa and discover some amazing stories. Number 10. Eternal God Emperor. Zhang Ruochen was the sole male heir of one of the 9 emperors of the Kunlun field. Ruochen's father was known to all as the Enlightened Emperor. However, Ruochen didn't just leech off his status as emperor's son. He proved himself to be a dragon amongst men, possessing a heaven-defying body and managing to cultivate to greater perfection within the Yellow Horizon realm at just the young age of 16. But even though he stood at the summit of the younger generation and had a boundless future, he sadly died at the treacherous hands of his own fiancée at a young age. Reincarnated 800 years later in the body of a young boy who shares his name, he found out his former fiancée already unified Kunlun's field and built the first central empire and was now known as Empress Qi Yao. Empress Qi Yao, Her Majesty governed the mortal world and enjoyed prestige in all directions as well as an eternal life. Zhang Ruochen stood outside of the imperial ancestral temple, looking at the statue of Empress Qi Yao, and the flames of hatred burned in his heart. After I practice for 13 years, I shall send the Empress to her doom. This is manhwa about the revenge of Zhang Ruochen on Empress Qi Yao. Number 9. I Stand Beyond the Heavens. Main character dies and gets reincarnated inside the body of cultivator Ye Hai, whose spiritual essence has been sucked for 5 years by a snake demon. And he also gets a system after getting reincarnated. The system in this manhwa is a son of a glitch. He can get quite annoying sometimes. Most of the time he tries to scam the main character. The story of this manhwa is a little bit better than average trash cultivation manhwa. The main character is also arrogant and ruthless at the same time. He is overpowered from the start and gets into fights every now and then. The art of this manhwa is quite good. The best thing about this manhwa is the fight scenes. If you are an action lover, then this manhwa is for you. Number 8. Chaotic Sword God Remake. Jian Chen, the publicly recognized #1 expert of the Jianghu, his skill with the sword went beyond perfection and was undefeatable in battle. After a battle with the exceptional expert Dugu Qiubai, who had gone missing over 100 years ago, Jian Chen succumbed to his injuries and died. After death, Jian Chen's spirit was transmigrated into a completely foreign world. Following an extremely fast growth, his enemies piled up one after another before becoming gravely injured once more. On the gates of death, his spirit had mutated, and from that moment henceforth, he would tread on a completely different path of the art of the sword to become the sword god of his generation. Number 7. Invincible at the Start. That follows the journey of Chen Chang'e, a transmigrated soul who finds himself stranded in a cultivation world with blocked meridians. Despite his physical limitations, Chen Chang'e possesses a legendary immortal body, coveted by numerous demons and monsters who seek to consume him for instant immortality. His life becomes a never-ending nightmare, chased relentlessly for 3 long years. One day, everything changes when Chen Chang'e activates a system that grants him an invincibility field. The system makes him unbeatable as long as he stays within the field. Instantly, rumors of his incredible power spread throughout the land, and many start to mistake him as a supremely powerful being. As more people and demons come after him to test his abilities, Chen Chang'e takes in a group of cute and adorable disciples, and his life takes an unexpected turn. Number 6. The Great Devil Emperor Development System. 100,000 years ago, when the human race rose, the new demon emperor Xiaoting and the old demon emperor were bullied by the strong human race. The old demon emperor finally passed away in depression. Xiaoting retreats in anger, vowing not to bring down the most precious treasure of the demon clan, the demon emperor Sutra, and vowed not to leave the customs successfully after his cultivation. In the 100,000-year Kang'ai Kangshan, Xiaoting accidentally cultivated the Devil Emperor Sutra, with only 10 flaws to the 99,999 flaws. On the day of exit, Xiaoting accidentally obtained the Devil Emperor Development System, but the humble little system, seeing Xiaoting, who was already at full level, couldn't help expressing a pitiful feeling. All fairy tales are deceptive. Say good newcomers have a lot of oil and water. Can the newcomer system dominate and be fearless? Xiaoting looked at the cute system full of bags. I heard that your system likes commanding the host. This manhwa about systems versus Great Devil Emperor Seote. Number 5. I just want to be killed. Euler got sent to another world after dying from overworking and got a golden item that every male must gets system. But Euler did not meet the requirement, which means that he have to say goodbye to the system temporarily. To reactivate the system again, he will have to live this life with zero motivation. So, wanting to activate the system as soon as possible to get the ability to live forever, Euler has decided to court for death. But why is he not dying even when he's trying so hard to? Instead, he is becoming stronger. This manhwa is about action, adventure and full of fun. Number 4. All hail the sect leader. Main character gets transmigrated into the world of martial arts. There he is assigned a task by the system to make the Ironbone sect the strongest sect in the whole world, and he needs to gather 10 lakh followers within 100 years. If the main character fails to accomplish these tasks within 100 years, he will be terminated by the system. While it is a cultivation story, the primary focus is humor. With that being said, the world building and character growth has been quite enjoyable so far. The action is also fairly good considering it still takes a back seat to the humor while the fight is going on. This is one of the few action comedy manhwas which perfectly get the job done. Number 3. My wife actually the Empress. A young transmigrated became the leader of the rebel army that helped bring down the corrupt emperor of Dagon. After he quickly grew to be the strongest human in his new world, he secretly retired despite still being very young and married a wife, hoping to live the rest of his days in peace. His wife is the newly enthroned Empress of Dagon and rumored to be the most beautiful woman in the world. However, nobody knows for sure as she hides her identity from the public, even her husband. Both husband and wife live a secret life unaware of each other's real identities, whilst using their hidden powers to protect each other in the dark. If one day, they discover each other's identities, what would they do? Destined to be eternal enemies, will they abandon their love and take up arms against each other? Number 2. My senior brother is too steady. After being reborn in the ancient times before the great god conferment war, Li Changshao becomes a minor cultivator. He is neither destined for great things nor great war. His only dream is to live a long life as a cultivator. In order to survive in the cruel primordial times, Li Changshao tries hard not to accumulate any karma. Killing inevitably leads to feuds. Thus, he always plans thoroughly before doing anything and never allows himself to walk into dangerous situations. He hides his trump cards well, trains himself in escape techniques, refines poisonous pills, and masters his mystical abilities. Before making any moves, he takes on an extremely steady demeanor. Yet, every move of his ends up earth-shattering. Once he is done, he will disappear without a trace. Li Changshao originally plans to remain hidden and safe in the mountain. There, he is supposed to cultivate until he ascends to immortality. However, everything changed 1 year when his master seems to think that their lives are too peaceful. He takes in a junior sister Linga, this manhwa animation known as My Big Brother. Number 1. Damn Reincarnation. The warrior Hamel went on an adventure with his companions to defeat the Demon Kings, but after dying just before the final battle with the Demon Kings. Wow, what the fuck? He was reincarnated as the descendant of his fellow warrior, Vermouth. Hamel, no, Eugene Lionheart was reborn with the blood of the great Vermouth. My previous body held enough talent to be mistaken for a genius, but this one, there's just no comparison. With a body that had higher specs right from the start, he showed explosive growth that far surpassed what he had achieved in his previous life. Along with the unknown reasons for his reincarnation came the uneasy reality of having to coexist with demons. He was faced with a world that made him question everything he had believed in. Gifted with this extraordinary body since birth, as Eugene, he begins walking down the unfinished path from his previous life.